a few questions here. What's the difference between content and language-related hesitations? This is a good question. So when you are thinking of your answer, thinking what to say, thinking what you want to communicate, like I'm doing now, that is content. Okay, I'm not struggling to find grammar or words. I'm just thinking, how can I answer this question well? That's the content, the topic. But if you're thinking about grammar, if you're thinking, oh, I want to make a conditional sentence here, it is actually very clear to the examiner which type of hesitation the candidate is doing. It's very clear when someone's searching for, oh, that's an interesting question. If they're thinking, don't say that's an interesting question, but if you're thinking that, yeah, well, I think my favourite colour is blue because, then you're just pondering on the question. That's fine. But if you're thinking, if I were rich, I would have... If you're thinking of grammar like that, it's very obvious. Or if you're struggling to find a particular word, it's obvious as well. Is concluding answers in part 1 and 3 considered repetition? Definitely don't do that in part 1. In part 1, you need to give a direct answer and a reason. In part 3, I don't recommend concluding either. It probably is going to end up being repetition. If my grammar range is good but the accuracy is a bit off, what will be the impact? It'll be a bad impact. You know, that probably means that you're going into the exam with memorized grammatical structures, trying to show off good structures, but then making lots of basic mistakes. This is the typical IELTS candidate who is trying to show off, and it doesn't work. What happens is you make more mistakes. The examiner notices mistakes way above complex structures, and your score's going to come down. If you can't make error-free sentences, you're not going to get a high score. So just go more simple instead of worrying about these complex structures.